Cappuccinos, lattes, all that stuff. All right.
He's Italian.
They leave it like a string. Co oni to mają kasę? A u nas kasa jest też, oni to mają jeszcze na śmigło. No i jednym będzie w tej 45 Standard NATO.
Yeah, they have like
A tu masz zgadaj. No to wyjdź.
A nie był. Tu był tylko dom.
No większość to.
Chyba nie ma.
Nie zrobiłem. Tam główna brama. Już taka wygląda.
No ja ci mogę powiedzieć.
A 16, znajdźmy 16.
Hi lads, you don't mind if I do the live here? do you?
No problem.
Thank you. Oh, I see a Klingon Brother Frey.
I love that. Somebody who knows it.
Recognize Star Trek.
A trekker.
That's the one that was in, was it Star Trek 2?
Star Trek 3.
Star Trek 3, Search for
Beginning
Spock.
of it. Search for Spock.
That's it. That's not the real line, is it? No.
No. USS Grissom.
Grissom. That's it. Is that the one that Chekhov was on?
Yes.
They're looking for, yes.
And this one is the one from the voyage home. Star Trek
Oh,
4.
yes.
When it landed in San Francisco on the park.
The USS Botany Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Was it Botany Bay?
It was just Botany Bay, it wasn't
Botany Bay.
USS.
That's right. You're correct.
It was actually SS.
SS.
Botany Bay.
Spaceship, Botany Bay.
Spaceship.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It is,
No, was it though?
there's a shot
Because
in the film.
Botany Bay was the one that
Was
in
with
the
Khan.
the
No,
original
no.
episode.
But they also did it when it was landed
No,
in
it wasn't Botany Bay. It was
No, you're right, actually.
Bounty. Sorry,
Bounty.
It was
Bounty.
HMS, it was the Bounty after HMS.
The Bounty.
That's
That's
it,
it.
that's it,
That's
yeah.
it. Yes.
But this particular kit is the only one where you actually get feet and a
Undercarriage.
ramp.
Oh, look. Isn't that brilliant?
That is the only one you can get that actually can show how you got in and out. I'd love to be able to find figures that I could paint up in red and orange at that scale. It's
You will
impossible.
get them.
Yeah, you can only get them flat. The ones they use
The-
for
for the
battleships.
battleships, yeah.
They're not. They're kind of.
I'm sure
yeah.
there's somebody out there 3D printing them.
Oh, that's it, yeah. 3D printing. That's the future. I reckon
You know, I
that's
could have the lads, you know, Spock and Kirk and the lads walking out.
Remember where we parked?
Yeah.
We have a clock. Where do we have here, lads?
Where's my, I have have actually a sticker for it. Remember? Okay then. What was it? Okay then. Who forgot to turn off the cloaking device? And I actually got that printed using the font you can get for Star Trek. I had it at the company. It was good crack. You know?
It's lovely to see.
Look at that. You recognise that one?
2001 Space Odyssey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah,
Complete with the Pan Am logo.
The clipper.
Clipper, yeah.
I'll tell you what's missing. Is the Ships from Space 1999.
No, well, they're on the way.
They're,
Eagles.
they're saying that the TV series could be redone soon, called 2099.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
The old Airfix kit hasn't been reissued though.
It has.
Has it?
NPC.
Oh, so it's the same kit, is it?
You know, there's a couple of different kits.
Ah, right.
Round 2 have done the 72nd scale and 48th scale.
Off.
No, of the Eagle.
Oh, just the Eagle.
But the NPC one, which is the old Airfix one, is also available.
And the Hawk.
And the old Hawk.
Oh, right.
So you've got the old generation Eagle and Hawk,
Yeah,
and then you've got the new
Yeah.
actual 72nd scale.
Which is what you want. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely rig you have there.
Thanks. Literally put it together last night. I have a bigger version. I call it Beast, but I thought it's overkill. I was in Dublin Street doing a bit of filming, and I had the big one, the big Beast. You hold it like this, and there's 2 cameras on top, major camera in the middle, and I'm there filming, and I'm like this. And this fella rolls up beside me from RTE.
Right.
And I goes, that's a nice rig. He goes, how much it cost it? Oh, 20 grand. It used to cost you, 50 euro. It does exactly the same thing. This is Juggle Life. Well, I need this, I need that. Well, I don't need anything to go life. I got them right there. 20 grand. No wonder RT have no money left.
Yeah.
So what's 20 grand? That was what, 2 weeks of Ryan Tuberty's salary.
That's true. I can spend that on the weekend. Thanks, lads.
You're welcome. If you want to do something, take a copy of that leaflet
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
We have the big show coming up in Lucan. You're interested in doing a similar thing on that.
Absolutely, yeah. Whereabouts you having Lucan?
The Spa Hotel.
In
Okay,
Lucan,
brilliant. What day?
You know,
56.
56th of October.
Yeah, I will make that day free. Absolutely.
And there's the other one is the leaflet just about the club, saying who we are and what we do. So by all means,
Brilliant.
one of each.
Because I used to make models when I was younger, and I made the USS Enterprise A. And
And you couldn't get the yolks.
I got it all.
The pylons are a pain in that thing.
It is, and I got it all right. I took me a while, and because I was using a lot of glue, and I didn't know at the time the effects, I was probably high as a kite that I decided the Enterprise, once it was finished, needed to go for a flight, a maiden voyage, out the window, and
Yeah, we've all done that back in the day.
you know.
Nowadays, when you're finished with a kit and you say, I don't want to keep this kit, slam.
Oh no!
Throw it to the door.
To this day, I wish I never had a maiden voyage. I would love to have kept it, you know.
Yeah.
And we're going back 30, 40 years at least, you know. When I had patience and hair.
Well,
You're talking to the two of us now. We have some patience.
little or no hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally crazy, isn't it?
isn't it? And you know what? Probably truthful as well.
No.
I wouldn't be
That is actually a Revell kit made by Revell in Germany.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not with the kit is the swastika. Of course, because they're not allowed to sell swastikas in Germany.
That's true.
So I had to get that from
Look,
an
I was.
aftermarket.
It's amazing what they do allow and don't allow. I was doing a live coming in, and I had one on Facebook, and I had one on TikTok. They're both going exactly the same time.
Yeah.
TikTok, within 30 seconds, banned me because I have live ammunition and weapons.
It's not live ammunition.
I know.
Whereas Facebook would pull you down because you were showing somebody with swastika.
What's that?
That's what AI is all about.
That's it. AI. Yeah, we're screwed. Cheers, lads.
Right,
Take
so-
care.
No problem, Catherine. Delighted to be able to do this for anybody who can't attend today. Yes, Anita, it is a very interesting place. It's got lots of interesting artifacts and photographs. And it's different from the Carlow Museum as well. So, you know, you have something new. Once you visit the one, you can visit the other. I think the favourite part of the actual tour is this. The old shed. And here we have Bob doing his work. The Battle of the Somme. The attack of the Ulster Division. The very early GPS system.
This is like my but you really need. I know it's small this. My agreement with
And then
So we have the gold
get me on that all the time. Here's like this right now.
Dinheiro em balde, querendo que uma coisa que são de fantástico. Aí vai não vai
Oh yeah, that's your right. Yeah, Grant. You here for the military vehicle show today, yeah? Yeah, Grant, so it's just for you.
That sounds like a lot of ammunition. until you think that a Maxim machine gun can fire about 800 rounds a minute, and that these can fire, a trained soldier like John can train something in the region of about 14 rounds in a minute. You're going to go through 1 million rounds of ammunition very, very quickly. From a modern historian's perspective, I would more be willing to say that the Germans were willing to fight to the very last Irishman, just the same as the English. They wanted to cause trouble, but not necessarily give us weaponry. So they gave us that. A lot of these are still on the seabed off the Kerry coast, where they were scuttled by the Germans. And then another lesser known story about a famous weapon in terms of the Irish Revolution, Thompson submachine gun. And everybody's heard the song. But what a lot of people won't have heard is it could just as easily have been known as the Ryan gun. It was an American millionaire, Thomas Fortune Ryan, who put up most of the finance for Colonel Thompson to make his famous machine gun. And it comes to the point where Thompson is so much in Ryan's debt that he says, really, this gun should be called after you. And Ryan goes into a meeting with him, and during the meeting basically says, well, fuck it, listen, I know nothing about guns, don't want to have my name with anything to do with it, why don't you call it the Thompson? And therefore it becomes the Thompson submachine gun. The first army to use the Thompson submachine gun in combat are the Irish Republican Army. They use it in 1921 on Jones's Road, just at the back of Croke Park. And basically 2 Americans are sent over to instruct the Dublin Brigade in how to use the machine guns. The plan is to land 500 of them. 500 of them are already on the docks in New York, waiting to be brought over. And in the first operation, basically, they go into the house of a woman called Mrs. McGillicuddy, up onto the return of the house. A troop train is coming up on the elevated railway behind Croke Park. They basically stick the guns out the back window and fire into the train. One of the Thompsons jams and the other one doesn't. Nobody's killed, but several of the guys are injured on the train as they pass by. But that goes down as the first use of the Thompson by any military anywhere. The next ones to use it would be the Marines in the what they describe in America as the Banana Wars in South America. They would use the Thompson submachine gun. But the guns that are impounded in New York on the docks, basically they are returned to Ireland. There's a famous court case and they use the precedent, which is like every cow knows its own calf. So the owner of the guns get the guns back during the Irish Civil War. Fortunately, possibly for Ireland, most of the guns end up in the hands of the anti-treaty IRA, but most of the magazines end up in the hands of the Free State. So even though it's known in song and legend as the Thompson and the rattle of the Thompson gun, a lot of the damage that could have been done isn't done by the Thompson. And even Michael Collins, who gets the glory of saying he identified the wonder that the Thompson gun could have been, Collins ends up not liking these. And famously, he doesn't like them because they cost too much money. Every one of those bullets costs money. And there's an example of guys from the squad using revolvers, and they're sent out to assassinate a Dublin Metropolitan Policeman, and the newspaper headlines read, "Body riddled with bullets." And the guys are called up to meet Collins. Collins calls them into his office and fucking eats them out of it. He says, "For Jesus' sake, lads, will you stop fucking riddling those bodies? Them bullets cost money." Now, if you think that this will fire in the region of 300 to 500 rounds a minute, that's an awful lot of ammunition going down range. Getting into terms of the Free State Army, who could have had them, turned them down, and they end up in the armoury of An Garda Síochána. And even in An Garda Síochána, they don't like them either because they all cost too much money. So coming through into the modern times, about 300 of them are found in Mayo in a famous arms cache in 1941, and even though they're on hand, they have a less than illustrious history in Southern Ireland. And then 1969 comes along, and that's something that we don't talk about very much. So then we have the Lewis gun down there, light machine gun, and would be basically, if you hear about battles in 1916 in Dublin and machine guns being used, it's the Lewis gun, that's the gun that's doing all the damage. Not the Vickers. The Vickers is in France, in Flanders or Mesopotamia. This is designed by an American. You have 47 rounds of ammunition in the pan on top. It's air cooled. When it's fired, a vacuum is created in the sleeve, sucks air in from the front of the gun and blows it out over these aluminium vents at the back, cooling it down and keeps it going. Very, very efficient gun. Has something like 80 jams that can possibly happen. So if you're a Lewis machine gunner, you have to know how to use it very well. But if you do, it'll work all day long. They were captured a lot by the IRA, not as much as the IRA at the time would have wanted. Tormacady and Carroll Kennedy in Mayo give the Mayo IRA 2 of them, and the Mayo IRA nicknamed one of them Mrs. Lewis, and they use it all the way through into the Civil War. Down south they're captured by the IRA in Cork and Kerry, but another machine gun that I wish I had, and that was actually called the Berthier, and it was a Hotchkiss machine gun fed with a strip of bullets that would have gone in from the side. So the Hotchkiss or Berthier and the Lewis gun, they would be the machine guns that did most of the work during the latter part of the War of Independence and into the Irish Civil War. And they're still in use by the Irish Army coming up into the Second World War, or what we describe as the emergency. But if you're talking about what does the real damage throughout revolutionary Irish wars, it's grenades and improvised explosive devices. And it's obvious if you think about it. Once the legislation changes and they bring in the Defence of the Realm Act, it's more and more difficult to get guns. So the only way you're going to win a war, if you want to, is to outproduce your enemy. And the only way you're going to do that is to make your own weapons. And if you look at the structure of the IRA General Headquarters, and they're the ones that we all forget about. There was about 13 of them, and they're running and shaping how the war is fought. They have 2 directors of chemicals, and what their job is actually coming up with formula for explosives, for propellants and for grenades. And then in Ireland we're very lucky with one man, and that man should have a statue somewhere. His name was Matt Fleming. He was from County Wexford, and during the First World War he works as a machinist in the National Shell Factory in Parkgate Street, which is near Collins Barracks. And he cuts his teeth like Steve as a master craftsman on lathes and engineering, and he begins to reverse engineer the German egg grenade from the First World War. Most difficult thing for him to do is make up the firing set, but what they start to do is they manufacture the firing set, which is this gold covered piece that goes into the top of the grenade. It has a spring and a percussion cap, and it detonates the grenade. So Matt finds a way of reverse engineering that, making volcano tubes or an improvised percussion cap, and he makes them on alternate days. So 2 days a week he makes grenade bodies, and 2 days a week he fires brass. The trouble with brass is when you forge it or mould it, you get lots of white smoke. So what was happening in Little Britain Street, which is now Parnell Street, if you've ever come up to Dublin, where the big cinema complex is, Dublin Corporation start getting complaints about all the smoke being in the street, and they come up and they send in the man, a little bit like environmental officer these days, and he arrives up and the guys say, fuck it, it's not our problem, sir, it's that guy next door. And the guy who lived next door was a loyalist guy and they didn't like him, so they keep on sending him in. What the guys actually did was they cut a hole into his wall, slant drilled a pipe into his chimney, and then when they were forging with brass, it all went into his house, and eventually the poor creature ends up in court with Dublin Corporation while they carry on manufacturing the grenades. So the grenade site itself is closed down in 1921, raided by accident, and they moved to alternate sites. But what they start to do that's even more clever, they decide, well listen, there's no point in making the grenade bodies, and they specialise in making the firing sets. And it's the women of Cumann who take the firing sets in tunics under their dresses by train and by bicycle out into the other counties around Ireland, where the local blacksmiths make up grenades. And if you come up to the National Museum of Ireland and you go into the Decade of Conflict exhibition, every county in Ireland had its own grenade. And in Kildare, they called them bull's balls. And in other counties like Meath, we just called them grenades because we're more civilized. So that was it. And they were used by the hundreds in various operations. And it's interesting that if you go into the archives again and you look at the stretch of road between, if you're familiar with Dublin, George's Street and Ainger Street and up into Camden Street was nicknamed the Dardanelles. And because every day, as Crown forces would be driving trucks or cars, the volunteers would be up on the roofs and would throw grenades down onto them. Frequently they didn't explode, because you're talking about improvised devices, but all too frequently as well they did. And that kind of starts a defence and assault type thing. And then you have the famous one about Michael Collins putting them into chicken coops, which is where they literally put chicken wire over the tops of the open back trucks to keep the grenades away. So early on they put pieces of angle iron on the grenade bodies, and as they throw them that catches in the mesh and they explode into the truck. But then practicality takes over. You have a 7 to 5 second fuse. So rather than reverse engineering your reverse engineering, shorten the fuse, 3 second fuse, light it, hold it for 1 second and throw it, which means it either detonates in the air or as it lands on the target, and that fires it down into the truck, which is nasty and people get killed. Two things again, Irish Civil War and 1916, what unites them? Artillery. And it's ironic that British artillery is what unites them. And here you have, this would be from an 18-pounder British field gun. It's the bit that does all the real damage, it's the fuse, and ironically it's the part that tends to survive the most. These would have been made by Matt Fleming, again in the shell factory, but in 1916, believe it or not, the British only have 4 artillery pieces in Dublin. And they do because all the other artillery pieces are in Flanders or France or Salonika or Gallipoli or Mesopotamia, wherever you are. And let's remember, the British are practical people. So they cobble together 2 additional guns to give them 4 in Dublin. They're brought up and they're positioned in College Green, and they're the ones that shell O'Connell Street. But they shell O'Connell Street with shrapnel. And the reason is, the British are using technology that they had planned for maneuver warfare. So you generate shreds of metal, same as the grenades, and that cuts the people up. Explosive shells and incendiary shells only come along later. But what the volunteers had done in the centre of Dublin around the GPO, they had captured the newspaper works and they had made connecting walkways for themselves out of rolls of newspaper. So when the artillery eventually starts fires, there are natural pathways over rolls of newspaper and the fire begins to motor from building to building. So that conflagration you get, and you can get wonderful insurance maps of Dublin, that's basically all made up on a news sheet and the contents of it. And then into the Irish Civil War again, you have 2 British artillery pieces brought up, positioned opposite the forecourts, and the first time that the Irish use them, they basically forget to bend them down, so they recoil, knock the guys flat on their arses, and it's only Emmett Dalton, who was a trained British Army officer, who finally remembers, prizes up the cobblestones with a crowbar and bed them into the ground. And then they didn't even have all the ammunition they needed. So throughout the first night, when they're shelling the forecourts using shrapnel, they're only firing about 1 round, maybe 2 every hour, and it's just to keep the guys under pressure, keep them awake. The following morning, crisis passes because the British drive out. And remember, in that time, plenty of British Army in Dublin. They're still, as Jerry Adams once said, they haven't gone away, you know, whereas they were literally in their barracks. Drive out and deliver the guys the shells that they needed. And eventually, one of the shells finds its way into the Public Records Office, and 800 years of Irish history goes up in smoke. So that's it. Mainly grenades and improvised explosive devices. Another thing that I wish I had, I could show it to you if you were up in the museum. County Louth, 1921, first major improvised explosive device, basically made out of a 3 foot long, 1 foot high, 2 foot deep piece of cement, packed with homemade explosives, with telephone wire laid at the side of a road, a Lancia armoured car driving down a road in County Louth, guy sitting in a ditch with a blasting set, bang, opening of a whole new era. And if you wanted to know what Ireland's bequeath, or where we stand in sort of the lexicon of world history and military history, it is the improvised explosive device, the landmine, all that. Everything that you see happening or happened in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Iraq, that was all us, I'm afraid. Your grannies, your granddads, your whatever, you know, and that's our part in it. So pretty much that's it. Thank you very much for listening.
What's the difference between these two brass and this one?
Basically, these are, thank you very much, these are the firing sets. So today, when they were looking at it, with the Mills bomb, it's an internal detonator. Basically, when Fleming is making it, it's easier to create longer, more rudimentary firing sets that use a grenade, and then that's basically designed by the
John, you look a picture.
I'm showing you.
It's got a Coca-Cola. And the grenades.
Cavan's not happening this year either. We'll see Jimmy scamming ones on free posts and joining.
Yeah.
We'll try not. I'll try anyone there.
Holding this guy's hand. Yeah, I'd be afraid though. I'd be big dodgy, isn't it? I don't really do that. It has been over a bit
And that's check out all the bits and bobs. Oh.
no raid. What's her name? Sinead Marie. Jennifer Renee.
All right. Did you sell out her?
Right in front of your face once you're looking at your shoe.
Disposable. Disposable. No, they're Swedish.
You're right, Hatter. It's the shoulder and then the front. This hand will be up here in the foregrip. That's it. So you see what you do. Right leg back, left leg forward, and suddenly the gun becomes a little bit shorter. Know what I mean? Yeah. Yes.
We kept, your daily necessities, as it were. And a German built them. They've got the tools.
Hi. How you doing? Great day first. You got a great day for it, didn't you?
Sorry?
You got a great day first.
If there's anything you want an individual picture of, just let me know and I'll bring it closer for you.
I've got a good video of it here. So you're live, everybody can see it. You were here last year as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got mittens fitted.
Some pretty good stuff there.
This here was
I still have my FCA uniform somewhere at home.
from the CJ.
I put the hat on last week, it wouldn't fit. I know the feet grow, I know we go on height, but I didn't know my head grew as well. I thought I'd wear it today, it wouldn't even go around the top. Right, have a great day.
You too. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Two attempts to relate each other.
I was in one of these many times. Yeah. We get these when I was in the army.
God, you were in the army.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable?
Yeah. Not really meant for comfort.
Doing that one.
This? No.
Oh, unlucky.
That one is going over terrain. You're bouncing around everywhere.
Minions.
Send the message down to the link.
Ma se non fai questo automato. No i się drugą wojnę to sobie robicie badminowcy. Ale to jedynie, nie?
Presume you didn't find that yourself, did you? Oh, these guys, I think they brought it from Ireland, so. Yeah, but some of it is like, German barbed wire, French box roll, this one is English, right? Just the most.
What kind of wire?
And you have a German.
Barbed wire. Although, not real barbed wire. The real stuff would hurt you for teeth.
Miał być tak zimno.
Ooh, crackers.
Mm.
You might be able to give me back some information.
He said to me earlier.
Hmm? Did you go in?
No, it's pretty big.
No, come in.
I didn't know.
Just wandering around.
Warm out here than it is.
I'll look around.
Yeah, there's a charge on the door.
Right, I'll pay that.
13, 17, is it?
Yeah, I'll sort that out, tell him.
Oh, these are your children?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, grand. So now just take for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks very
Thanks
much.
very much. Go ahead and look around at everything.
No, if there's anything you want to look at closely, just let us know. We'll take it out for you. All right? Do-do-do. Oh, TikTok have changed their mind, have they?
No, I've gone hard copy and Facebook, so I'll always have a backup. But there was a comment there last week, just a word, disgusting, that's it, just disgusting, and somebody got banned for life.
Oh, Jesus.
It's off like, come
They're not
on,
messing
lads.
around, are they?
No, they're not.
Jesus.
And yet Trump's allowed on it.
Oh, no, no. You here for the show today, sir? Yeah?
Sorry?
You here for the show today? Yeah?
There we go. So folks, there you have it. This is the Carlow Military Museum here. It's on until 4 o'clock today. And it's €4 entry. If you want to come out, support everyone here. Some great stuff going on, a little bit of role play as well. There's a lot of talks as well for the weapons that are being used, or the weapons that have been used in previous wars. And right behind me is the main museum itself, and you'll see around the grounds there are several open air exhibitions as well. So if you're home, you've got nothing to do, want to do something good, want to check out some of this stuff, bit of history, come on down. There we go.